band from Gabriel Island who seem to be winning awards for almost everything they do. We'll have music, a video, and a featured chat later in this hour. Also on today's show, well, this guy here, Lance, he's gonna shave his head. We're cutting off his beard, we're cutting off his hair, woo! And he's doing it here right in our studio, a fundraiser for the BC Children's Hospital. If there's a theme today, it's music. The Vancouver Island Symphony is here, as well as the Upper Island Music Festival. But why does the Symphony have an electric guitar signed by Bruce Springsteen? I guess we'll have to stick around and find out. March is Kidney Month. We'll look into that, and we're looking forward to an upcoming Lifeguard Rodeo, whatever that is. We'll find out about that too. Finally, we are blowing the whistle on one of Rotary International's best kept secret. We'll find out more with Bob Fenty. All that and more coming up on this 21st edition of the show. The Vancouver Island Symphony is gearing up for an authentic Newfoundland kitchen party. We'll find out more details. It sounds like a whole lot of fun because the parties, the good ones, always end up in the kitchen anyway, don't they? And we know that they know how to party in Newfoundland. But it's a symphony fundraiser, and Kate Hines is sitting here with an electric guitar that is signed by
Bruce Springsteen.
What? This has nothing to do with symphonic music.
No, but it has to do with music.
And raising money.
And raising money.
Okay.
And raising funds. And this is one of the items that will be auctioned off live during the Newfoundland Kitchen Party.
Okay, now we've got some other items here, and then you're going to be in high demand for every single fundraiser in town because this is another one of the items that is up for grabs in the silent auction, perhaps live auction?
No, that'll be silent auction. That's probably going to be on the, it should be a live auction item table.
I'm trying to tilt it so we don't get a lot of glare.
It's an autographed Elton John photo. So this year we've collected a lot of musical memorabilia and collectibles.
Okay.
So we're very excited. I'm
going to switch. I'm going to show one more here. So we got a lot of fun stuff to talk about. This, very coveted.
Yes.
What is it?
That is an autographed album by all members of the Rolling Stones, for all the old rockers in the group.
All the old rockers. Yeah. And you're holding that guitar so well, Kate. I think that maybe you fit into that category.
Well,
and they all have certificates of authenticity on the back, just so you know. Sorry to interrupt you.
Oh, no, that's okay. I was going to say, that's only because Bruce Springsteen held it.
Yes, you're caressing
I get the fondle
I get to touch what Bruce Springsteen touched.
That's right.
And now I think I'll join you. I'll put this hat on too. Just because.
Sou'wester.
Sou'wester. Sou'wester.
Traditional fishing hats.
Okay.
Keep the sun off, the wind off, the rain off your neck and head. Yeah.
An authentic kitchen party.
What is it?
What is it?
Basically, it's a forever tradition that it originated in Newfoundland, I guess. And what it is people just visit each other, especially in the outports in Newfoundland. So what happens is somebody will go over, walk into somebody's house, and somebody else will see somebody else in there and they'll join them. And then an accordion or a fiddle or a bodhrán drum, or someone can sing, absolutely, or somebody will start singing and then the screech or London Dock or whatever you have is broken out. And ultimately there's always a dance. You'll dance in the kitchen, you'll dance in the living room. If there's not enough room for that, you'll spill into the bathroom. Basically, it's just lots and lots of fun.
And that's where the beer is, in the bathtub, right? No.
It could be anywhere, actually. Usually outside. It's a little more discreet, yeah.
For the Symphony, this is a carry-on of a tradition. Every year, you need a major fundraiser.
Absolutely.
What's your goal?
This year?
Yeah.
$50,000.
$50,000. That's a pretty big event. But with items like this, I think you'll have no problem meeting it. You've got some other items on your list.
Oh, I do, absolutely. We have some fabulous stuff. Calabo chocolate, Bernard Calabo chocolate.
This one is really, Kate gave me a little tease on this before we got onto the show on air here. And, okay, go ahead.
Christine has given us the key to the candy store.
Literally.
Literally. So basically, 8 people can go into the candy store, into Bernard chocolate, Calabo chocolate. They can eat all the chocolate their body can handle, and they'll be given some to take home. And it will be accompanied by champagne as well. So, and then the other thing, we're doing a lobster boil.
And they're on their way now? Lobsters
actually, no, the lobsters aren't on their way. We have a chef. We've been loaned a chef from Upper Island Cove, Newfoundland, and she's one of Canada's top chefs. She's coming to prepare some traditional Newfoundland dishes such as cod and bruise. You're probably wondering what that is.
I have no idea what that is.
It's hardtack they used to eat in the days of sailing. You have to soak it for 2 days to make it soft enough to chew, and then you take salt cod, that's been cured on a flake. You put it in water to freshen it, and then you cook it all up together and fry it with pork.
Okay.
And we're bringing out cod tongues, peppermint knobs, capelin.
It sounds kind of gross.
This is just a sampling table. Then we have the typical West Coast cuisine, you know, like a seafood au gratin, a beef stew, all those things.
Okay.
But all these are being prepared by the chef, and actually the West or the Fairmount, Vancouver waterfront has loaned Dana to us for this one night only. So we're very, very excited.
It is a symphony event. It'll be oozing in class and a whole lot of fun.
We certainly hope so. The government of Newfoundland is also sponsoring the event, so that's just fabulous. Yeah, they're 100% behind us.
And this all comes because you're from Newfoundland.
I'm from Newfoundland, but not because of me. It's just because they like the idea of the event. They thought it was a great way to do a cross promotion. Right. So they've given us some fabulous materials to work with, and they put us in touch with the chef and so on and so forth. But no, I lived the kitchen party from the time I could breathe. Like, I was 3 years old, and I still remember people sitting in the kitchen with their eyes closed, just singing into the wee hours. Wow. And it's all inclusive, no matter what your age.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun.
Excellent.
It's a lot of fun.
Excellent. So details March 10th.
March 10th, 5:45, cocktails, or in this case, come get screeched in. I don't know if you know what that is.
I don't. I might have to come and get initiated by the sound of it.
You know what? I think you should. You should be my guest for the event.
I will.
Yeah, we'll get you screeched in, and you become an honorary Newfoundland, and that entails kissing a codfish.
Okay.
Get your lips ready.
Oh my gosh.
And a shot of screech, and maybe eating some bologna and a few other things. And then, of course, you've got to say the words, the magic words, and then you're deemed an honorary Newfoundlander, and we issue you a certificate. Only natural-born Newfoundlanders can issue their certificate. So.
Okay, and screech, is that like moonshine? Should I be scared?
No, it's a Jamaican rum, actually, and it used to come from when they used all the rum in the barrels back in the 1800s. They had add more water, and that's how the screech originated. Okay. So it was fairly potent stuff, but now it's been a little more refined, and it's a heavy-duty rum for sure.
I'm getting the wrap.
All right.
Sounds like a whole lot of fun. March 10th, you can get all the details at VancouverIslandSymphony.com. There are a whole lot of details. I think we've just touched the surface. A really fun event. We're going to throw things over now to Dunya Tozy for a chat with some good folks who are doing some good things for the BC Children's Hospital.
Thank you very much, Kate. Well, Costco Nanaimo has been very, very active in the community. They've been doing a lot of fundraising. Last year alone, they fundraised $80,000 right here in Nanaimo, and this year they're trying to surpass that. And to talk to us about their fundraising efforts, we've got Deborah Erickson from the Nanaimo store. Welcome, Deborah. Well, you guys have been really, really active. I mean, you've got a very active employee base. Can you talk to us about some of the initiatives that you've been doing the past year and the past few years?
Well, the month of May, we actually worked very hard just for the BC Children's Hospital. All our Costco stores do in BC, and like you said, we raised $80,000, and we raised $1,005,300 in BC alone for BC Children's Hospital. A lot of people don't realize, but any sick kids, that is the hospital that they go to from BC. So they're planning on building a new hospital, which they need desperately. You only have to walk into the hospital once, and it tears at your heartstrings, and that's why we do it. We have great employees. They're really in there no matter what we do, and everybody helps. We sell the balloons the whole month of May. They're $2. That's where we raise most of our monies, and we just want to thank the Nanaimo community because that's where most of our money comes from, and they just hand it over the whole month of May, which is great. We have a car show the long weekend. It'll be May 21st this year, and all the car clubs from the island love this show because they know all the proceeds go to the Children's Hospital. Last year we had approximately 200 cars, and we raised $6,000. And it's just fun. We have in the mix music comes out and entertainment, and he plays the smoking oldies from the 50s, and we have just a great time. We have little games for the kids, and it's just a real family thing. Gates open at 8:30 in the morning, and we run it till about 3, depending on the weather. We always pray for sunshine. But yeah, it's a great day. And we have our employees come out, and everybody helps on the concession stand and at the gates. And then on May 26th, we have what we call Miracle Day. And that's a miracle day for the kids. And there's a lot of kids that come to Costco that day that have been at the hospital, and the parents share their stories. And we have clowns, face painting, concession stand, and it's just a real fun day for everybody.
That sounds like so much fun.
It is.
I know that, well, we've got Lance here waiting. He's one of the employees who has actually, he's been growing his hair since June?
June.
Did he volunteer for this?
We're so excited that he's doing it.
He's
wait to see him.
He's actually going to be chopping his hair off right here in a few minutes. So it's pretty exciting.
And he's raised $2,500
Oh
just
my
with
God.
donations with the employees in the store.
Wow, that's
Yeah.
amazing. That's really incredible. And why did you guys pick Children's Hospital?
Costco has always donated the month of May, and like I say, with the millions of dollars that they do donate to the hospital, and this year I think it's really special for us because it's not also the superhero. We're really trying to get that extra funding to start that new hospital, and Costco they've been fantastic. Every month of May, great, and that's why we do it. Like I say, one visit into that hospital and anybody would do it.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Thank you so much,
Thank
Deborah.
you.
I really wish you guys the best of luck. I mean, you seem to know what you're doing, so I mean, you know, you kind of don't need any luck. But right now, I'm sure that Lance is waiting impatiently to chop off his hair. It's probably pretty heavy, and Kate is over there to fill us in on the action. He's going to be Shelly from Costco as well. She's going to be chopping off his hair. So.
Chopping off his hair. Lance, if you haven't gotten nervous yet, now is your moment because time is running out. Are you nervous? You got a lot of hair.
Getting nervous now, yeah.
Have you ever been bald? When's the last time you didn't have facial hair?
Had facial hair pretty much all since I've been a teenager, but not the
Really?
beard, just the mustache.
Okay, and you're going absolutely bald today?
Gonna save in the mustache, but everything
Saving the
else is coming.
mustache. Okay, this is pretty cool. Shelly, do you know what you're doing?
I hope so.
Do you do this at home for your husband, stuff like that?
I do, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I took hairdressing, so
Oh,
I'm used to
okay.
the clippers, and so
Okay.
yeah, I know what I'm doing. We're gonna get rid of it all.
Well, we're going to get started, and we'll come back later on the show to see if we even recognize this guy. So no turning back now. Yeah.
And now, back to the show, only on Shaw TV.
Well, it's pretty exciting to have the Kerplunks here on our show today. They're going to be talking to Kate later on the show, so I can't wait to hear what they have to say because they're really awesome. But right now we're talking kidney health. Well, March is Kidney Health Month, and about 2 million Canadians each year suffer from kidney disease. And to talk to us about kidney disease, about kidney health, and how to prevent getting kidney disease, we've got Ron Walker from the Nanaimo chapter of the Kidney Foundation. Welcome, Ron.
Thank you.
Well, so I was reading that kidney disease is on the rise.
It is indeed. We are tied very closely to diabetes. About half of new kidney patients are diabetic, and the rise in diabetes means that we're just a matter of what time away.
Oh my God, wow. So, I mean, most of us really who don't know that we have the disease, sometimes it's almost too late when you find out that you have it. So what are some of the symptoms or signs of kidney disease?
In the early stages, there are no symptoms, and that's part of our problem. Kidney disease is a chronic disease, and it's not just kidney failure. You start, and as you grow older, your organs all begin to die away, and that's true of your kidneys. But foaming in your urine, tea-colored urine, the inability to pass urine, those are all typical symptoms. There are some blood tests that can be taken. One is a creatinine test, and from that the lab will create what they call a glomerular filtration rate, the rate at which your kidneys operate. And They can tell from that what the health of your kidneys are reasonably well.
And who's most at risk of this disease?
Several groups, primarily people with diabetes and with heart disease. Those are the most at risk people. Also, people with a history in their family of kidney disease, and people who are of Asian, South Asian, African, and North American Indian descent who live in Canada. They're also high-risk groups.
Wow. And now that if you have kidney disease, what are your options? I mean, there isn't much that you can do.
Your options are slim and none, frankly. If you have kidney disease, it can be controlled. It can't be reversed, but it can be controlled, or the growth of the disease can be slowed down with some healthy things. And we've seen them all with diabetes, with heart disease, with smoking. All of those things, the things that are healthy for that, are healthy for kidney disease. Mm-hmm. Eventually, when your kidneys fail, if they fail, you have two options. The first option is to go on dialysis, which is where they cleanse your body. One method is to pump the blood out of your body through a machine and back in again. The other one is where they pump a cavity in your body full of fluid, and then there's an osmosis takes place. They pump it out and pump new fluid in. If you're on the hemodialysis, you go to a setter 3 times a week for 4 hours a day on the machine. Pretty crummy life.
Wow.
And the people who have peritoneal dialysis, they do it at home. And they do an exchange of this fluid 4 times a day.
My God, wow. And of course, after dialysis, there's the...
They go home and they feel crappy.
They feel crappy, but if dialysis is not an option, there's also kidney transplant, right?
Kidney transplant is another option. A lot of people think that transplantation is cure. It is not. It's just another form of therapy.
Okay.
Whether it's a heart transplant or a kidney transplant, if you have a foreign body inside your body, your immune system continually tries to reject that for the rest of your life. So you are a patient on drugs for the rest of your life as a kidney patient.
Wow. And you guys in the Kidney Foundation, you're doing so much to prevent, to raise awareness about this, and so to prevent it from happening, or to at least decrease the risk. Isn't that right?
Yeah, that's right. We have 4 objectives. One, we fund research to the tune of about $3 million a year. We provide patient services, which includes information, referral. We do public education, and that's the kind of thing that we're doing here tonight. And we also advocate on the part of kidney patients with the federal and provincial governments.
And just pretty quickly, what can people do to prevent or to decrease the risk of getting kidney disease? Just a few tips for us.
Eat healthy. Stop smoking. Stop consuming the greasy French fries and gravy. Exercise. Those are the things that you've seen with other diseases. It's exactly the same thing with kidney disease. Live a healthy life, and the chances are that you'll be able to either slow down or perhaps even prevent the onset of kidney disease.
Okay, that's great. Thank you so much, Ron. And if you'd like to learn more, well, March is Kidney Month. They're going to be doing a lot of things over the month of March. And to learn more, you can go to kidney.ca, or more specifically to kidney.bc.ca for, British Columbia. And thank you so much for being here, Ron. And now we go back to the Kerplunks. We have a video clip that's called Technology, and it's a pretty cool song. So I can't wait to hear it.
How could you not come out of that song laughing? That's a great song, Technology by the Kerplunks. It was a song that they were actually commissioned to write. By who, for what?
Well, we were commissioned by the ASTTBC, the Applied Science Technologists and Technicians of BC.
Wow,
yeah,
pretty good remembering.
Well, yeah.
Anyone who knows Treehouse knows that phrase, right?
Well, it's been exciting actually working with them, because they really they want to get kids excited about getting into the field of technology, and really, it affects every aspect of our lives, and us as musicians for sure. So we were really excited to get the opportunity to do it with them.
Lots of fun. Now, you guys have really been focusing on creating videos over the past, year, 2 years, 3 years. Dinah, come on into the microphone and tell us about videos.
Wow, music videos are really complex. There are a lot of cameras involved.
Not like
And,
here, though, where you only get one take
not
to get
like
it right.
here, no.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of really fun laughter that happens in the background, of course, as we all know. And it's a really neat opportunity to be on the camera and to actually access our little fans right there. It's really fun.
Now, why the focus, the shift from sort of, you guys have came out with a CD, 1, 2, 3. The Kerplunks was the debut, followed by Walk On, followed by number 3, and then a little bit of a hiatus, but there's this DVD compilation on its way.
Yeah.
Why the shift in focus?
Well, it's kids are so visual, you know. They really need to make that connection with a real human, and if that means a human on a screen sometimes, because we can't make it out to some small community in Labrador, that's
Right.
totally fine for us. It's really exciting to be able to connect with them on that level and just get them excited about real music and real musical instruments and a full real band, and yeah, really
that-
excited about that.
That's one of the huge attractions. We're a big listener to the Kerplunks in our house with little kids, and then I actually found myself, I had some friends over the other day, and I put on my playlist, and I was like, we're listening to the Kerplunks, and the kids aren't even here right now. But that's there. I mean, you guys know that as parents, you listen to the same songs over and over again, and there has to be some mental nutrition, I guess, included in your songs. Technology is a good example of that, and I think every single song I've heard from you has something important and good to say.
Well, we try to say things that are important, but we also try to have as much fun as possible, because there's a lot of people out there working on grant money and fun things like that, where they're just sort of pushing.
You're trying to be politically correct.
Yes,
I can tell.
I am. Whole ways of doing things, and so we
Right.
like to have fun.
Right.
Use a lot of slang in our writing so that it's really fun for everybody. Everybody knows what we're talking about, so
Right.
that's great. And so without being too politically correct all the time, the Kerplunks try to have a lot of fun, make good music, and get to as many small communities as we can.
You know, most importantly, I think it's because we are all parents and we have a lot of children in our lives, we know how irritating it can be when the kid wants to listen to it again and again and again. So that's why we like to concentrate on doing different genres of music. Like we have funk and we have ska and we have reggae and we have surf music and stuff.
Yeah.
So and we tried to keep it really diverse on the DVD as well. So you guys, your parents won't go crazy. I promise.
You'll be singing it in the car. You'll be singing it at work. Everyone knows about that. Now, small communities are really important to you, starting on Gabriola Island, very organically. I mean, this started from making musical instruments in the local elementary schools, and it's grown into award-winning children's group.
Yes,
Yeah.
that's exactly what happened. We have a musical preschool called Melody Makers, and it's really fun. We hang out with the little tiny tykes and make little instruments out of toilet paper tubes and paper plates and rice and things, and it really grew from there. So writing really silly kid songs for the little ones, and then moving into sort of writing for school-age kids and stuff. That's sort of how the Kerplunks started.
Excellent. Okay, a couple more quick things. Another congratulations. You've been nominated for Children's Group of the Year with the 12th Annual Independent Music Awards. How big of an honor is that? Yeah.
Oh,
woo-hoo.
yeah. It's
Huge.
it's a huge honor. It's a real pleasure to, it's a national award. It's an independent music award because, as we all know, the music industry has really changed face a lot in the last few years. So it's a real honor to be nominated amongst some other really great children's acts from across Canada. So, but it's one of those things where you have to go to the website and vote, unfortunately.
okay.
But we're excited that a lot of people have already said, oh, I'll do that, on our Facebook page and on our website and stuff like that.
And can you only vote once, or can I go vote every day?
You
for
can
10?
only vote
Only
once
vote
with
once.
one time per email address.
Per computer. Go to the library, go on every single computer,
Yeah.
every
That's
single friend's house, right, and get as many votes for the Kerplunks
Yeah.
Children's Group of the Year.
Yeah.
A couple more quick things before we go into a song, and we can introduce the other band members, the other Kerplunks. I'm getting a 1-minute cue from Joan. I'm trying to be good today. Performances. Where can we see you guys in the next month? I guess spring, summertime. A lot more performances coming up.
Wow. Where are we playing? Well, we'll be on CBC on the Toque Sessions, March 15th, which is that's pretty big in a couple weeks. It's not aired live like this is, though.
Well, we're live to tape, so yes.
So it's if you contact the CBC and get tickets in advance, then you can come and see
radio. Radio, right.
So
Okay.
then you can. So we'll be in their studio. Was it 11? I think it's Studio 11. I think
Vancouver.
in Vancouver. So then it's almost like a private show with the Kerplunks and the CBC people.
Okay, 30-second cue, getting a quick little wrap.
We've also got our DVD release parties actually happening in the first week of June, actually the 9th and 10th. Do stay tuned for that on Gabriel Island and Nanaimo. Do check out the website, which is thekerplunks.com.
Right. Yeah. And you guys have all the upcoming shows, past shows. You can see a lot of the videos that will be released on that DVD. Take a quick opportunity to introduce the other band members, and then I think we're in for an acoustic version of Eggs. You can set that up for us.
Eggs. Everybody loves them. Okay, over here is Aaron, and this is Phil, Tina, and I'm Dinah, and we're going to sing you a song called Eggs.
I think that went pretty well.
Yeah.
I'm late.
I'm late.
I'm late for my breakfast date. Clap your hands if you want. I'm late for my breakfast date. I'd like some eggs. Poached, poached, poached eggs. And I'd like bread. Toast, toast, toast. I'm getting hungry. I'm late for my breakfast date. I'm late for my breakfast date. Hash browns are great. Spuds, spuds, spuds. I love spuds. I like pancakes, hot cakes, hot cakes, hot cakes. I'm getting hungry. And now, ladies and gentlemen, the world premiere of the Extra Orchestra. Let's get cracking. Okay. Essential fatty acids. Essential fatty acids. I ate my breakfast late. Yeehaw! I ate. Ready to start my day. Sunshine on my way. Let's all have a breakfast day today.
That was the Kerplunks with their version of, acoustic version of Eggs. I like mine sunny side up, but we're going to hear more from them a little bit later in the show. And today, as Kate mentioned a little bit earlier, we have with us one of Dr. Paul Jeannot, and we have Rotary's little best-kept secret, which is the Youth Exchange Program. Welcome, Paul.
Thank you, Bob.
Tell us a little bit about the Youth Exchange Program, if you would.
Well, Youth Exchange with Rotary is one of our most popular programs. It involves youth between the age of 16 and 19 who will travel to another country in order to experience life and family life in that other country. There are two different programs. There's a summer program, which involves a month in a foreign country and a month hosting a student from that country back home here in Nanaimo. And a year-long program where a student from here will spend a year away in another country. The program provides a very rich experience for the youth, but it's really designed to promote peace and understanding in the world through the friendly interaction of young people around the world. The world's a smaller place when people get to know each other so well.
So there's students, it's opportunity then for students here in Nanaimo to become part of that program, and the parents, how can the parents and students find out about this particular program, Paul?
Well, there's certainly information to be found on our district website, which is rye5020.org. And in September, we'll be advertising for students to apply for the program. There'll be an information session probably in the third week of September, and that'll be promoted through the schools. And then the students will be invited to make application and to go through interviews in order to compete for the positions.
Will they choose their countries at the time before the interviews go on, or how does that happen?
They will be asked to voice their preference of countries that they would like to go to. They'll go through some further interviews at the district level, and at that point the countries will be assigned to the individual students. As much as possible, they try to give the student the country that they would prefer to go to, but at all times they try to make sure that the student is paired with a location that will suit them well.
So how do they travel then from other countries and arrive here in Nanaimo? How does that happen? Do they have to pay for that themselves, or parents?
The students and their families will need to pay for their transportation, but all their living expenses while they're in the homes that they're being hosted in is covered through Rotary. So Rotary on a monthly basis pays the students an allowance, and in many cases pays the host family a stipend to look after the student.
So there, you mentioned host families. Would these be Rotary families that they stay with, or?
They certainly may be, but they don't need to be. We do have a lot of host families from the community. Some of them have been families that have had a student go out and exchange before, or maybe in the future. But we're always interested in having new candidate families to host students.
We have a number of students at the moment, don't we? How many do we have right now, Paul?
We're currently hosting 3 students in Nanaimo, a young woman from Brazil, a young man from France, and a young woman from Kyrgyzstan.
That was interesting. Actually, I spoke with her. Jebek is her first name, and it was 86 different flights for her to get from her home country to Nanaimo. So she was really exhausted when she got here. So what sort of support do the students get once they arrive and are hosted by families here in Nanaimo, Paul?
Well, they'll enjoy a very warm family environment when they arrive in Nanaimo. Their host family will be at the airport to meet them, along with some Rotarians that are involved in the youth exchange program, and they'll quickly get into home life. They're not strictly guests in their home. They're part of the family, and they're made to feel part of the family very quickly.
No, that's great. So they get a lot of support then from the different Rotary clubs and while they're attending school here in Nanaimo.
Yes.
And I'm sure they grow and mature as well as they're going through that process?
It's an incredible experience. You talk to any of these students after they've gone through the program, and they mature, they learn a lot. It changes their perspective on life and the world, and often helps to shape their further endeavors, their education and their careers.
And they go on to a lot of different and better things.
It does.
Yeah, and actually, we don't normally do this, but next show, we will be hosting, as Paul mentioned, 2 of the students, Luisa Theda, who is from Brazil, and she's currently attending Dover Bay High, and Trisha Rains, who went to India about 4 or 5 years ago, and she'll be on the show as well. So we really look forward to having them on the show and learning more about a great program. And now I'm going to throw it over to Dunya. We're going to find out something about lifeguard rodeos. I don't think I'll stick to just doing breaststroke. Yeah.
Yes, thank you very much, Bob. Well, it seems that you have an exciting exchange program that you're talking about. I wonder if they have a grown-up version of that, because I sure would love to travel somewhere. But moving on, nearly 500 people die each year in water-related incidents, and lifeguards are a big part of helping reduce that. And today we have a lifeguard in the flesh actually with us to talk about what they do and about the event that's coming up that they're having. We've got Taz Hartwick, and from you work for the city of Nanaimo, isn't that right? I'm pretty used to seeing you guys whenever I go to the aquatic center in your red t-shirts, and every time I see you, I feel safe. I feel like, I'm not a great swimmer, to be honest. So, I really appreciate what you guys do. So, just tell us a little bit about yourself. How long have you been doing this?
So I've been lifeguarding for 7 years. I actually teach a lot more of the lifeguarding courses now, and I teach a lot of first aid courses at the Nanaimo Aquatic Center now.
What got you into this? Did you just wake up?
I was in swim club. I always loved doing lifeguarding stuff, and I love saving people. And yeah.
I love saving people.
And I love first aid. I'm a first aid geek.
I love being a hero.
Yes.
Have you had, did you have incidents where you had to save somebody?
Absolutely. We have incidences all the time, and we react to them, and it's not a big deal to us anymore. We get used to it after a while. Yeah, I've had lots of first aid experiences.
So what do you guys do normally if you see something happening in the water? What alerts you?
Well, anything that happens at the pool, we have lots of procedures to exactly what we're going to do. We have a whole team, and we all go, and it's over within a few seconds.
Okay, that's pretty
and
good.
They're in and out, and it's all fixed.
In and out, pretty easy. So I don't know if you remember that TV show. I know I'm going to bring it up, Baywatch.
Yeah.
Probably some people are going to start gagging, but is it similar to
Not really. I mean, we always, critique them on their first aid skills. They aren't doing it quite properly, but what can you say?
That's great. I guess you don't have Pamela Anderson or
No.
anything like that. But in all seriousness, you guys do a great job, and you help save so many lives. And I know that you guys are having an event that's coming up that's called a Lifeguard Rodeo.
Yeah. So what it is this is kind of the follow-up to an event that we held February 17th. So we have the Life-Saving Showcase, where we show people how to do life-saving skills and all that kind of stuff. And this is kind of the follow-up, where lifeguards get to do some silly and kind of fun events. So the Lifeguard Rodeo is basically open to anyone that's in life-saving or is a lifeguard anywhere in the island or BC. And what it is, we do a whole bunch of fun and creative events. So the kind of untold skills of lifeguarding. So who can carry the most kickboards across? And we have groups of, they're teams of 4 people. So we have stuff like who can hose all the pool decks the fastest, like really kind of silly stuff. Also, everyone's going to be kind of in costumes. We're going to have stuff like who can go down the water slides the fastest. Who can roll up the lane ropes the fastest, all this kind of, there's tons of events. And the coolest thing is we're gonna have a giant whistle about 2 feet by a foot, a giant whistle in it, and it's gonna have plaques, and that's gonna be our trophy for this year.
And is it like a spectator event? Can people come and
Yeah,
watch?
absolutely, and we're really encouraging people to come out because it's gonna be a fun event. All the lifeguards are gonna be in cool costumes, funny costumes. There's gonna be 8 to 10 teams of 4 people. Wow. So it's going to be a fun event to watch, lots of silly stuff going on, but it's good.
And that's happening on March 17th?
March 17th, yes.
From 2 to 4 at the Aquatic Center, right?
And it's a reduced rate, so it's even cheaper to go swimming. So it'll be a blast and it'll be fun.
That's awesome. Wow, yeah. I can't wait to probably pop in and see what's happening.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Taz, for being here, and we wish you the best of luck, and thank you for what you guys do. You're definitely heroes. And now moving on, we've got Kate, back to you.
Thanks, Dunya. Sounds like a whole lot of fun at the Aquatic Center on March the 17th. From swimming and water sports now to more music. It is the theme on today's show. The Upper Island Music Festival is coming up February 29th until April the 4th. Now, can you believe that this festival has been going since 1928? It has. Now, I think it had its first performance in St. Andrew's United Church, which is now needs some help. We're doing a fundraising campaign at the moment. It was discontinued, the Upper Island Music Festival, for a short little bit in 1943, because of the war, but it is back with vigor and growing every year. Rita Hoff, Andrea Bertram-Sloan, thank you for coming today. Andrea, we're going to start with you. For those who don't know, and even today here in the studio, after all these years, some people say, what is that? What is the Upper Island Music Festival?
Well, I'm surprised that people don't know. We do have 3,000 students participating, in all various different venues. And we have volunteers of around 120 people. We have a board of 39. Wow. And our purpose is to give the students a venue to perform and encourage and foster their musical development and their development throughout all the arts.
Where do the students come from? Who are the students?
Our catchment area is from Bowser to Duncan. Okay. So they're throughout the entire mid of the island. We have dancers, singers, pianists, string players, speech arts specialists, and they all come together through some of their local music teachers, and oftentimes parents put the students in.
Okay.
So we've been, as you mentioned, here since 1928. So
it's incredible.
It's amazing that people, like the Oscars, we're in our 84th year.
Wow. Rita, I'm going to bring you into the conversation. We touched briefly on some of the disciplines, and it's quite a range. Maybe you could get into a little bit more about the types of disciplines, the ones that we do see at the festival.
Well, there are 6 main sections. Dance being the largest and drawing the highest number of competitors takes place at Bevan Park Social Center.
Okay, and is it dance, one particular genre of dance all over the map?
There are, yeah, it's all the way from classical ballet with all its rules, all the way to street dancing, and everything in between.
Wow.
So it's wonderful. And then we have speech at the Nanaimo, at the Bailey Studio.
So that's a monologue, someone preparing for a career in acting?
There can be monologues, there can be oratorios. That's about that, for that. And then there is at St. Paul's Anglican Church on Chapel Street, there is strings and classical guitar and also brass and woodwind.
Okay.
And then we have the last one is St. Andrew's United Church on Wesley Street, and that is the venue for vocals and for piano.
Okay. Andrea, you touched on one of the missions of the festival to give students the venue and the audience to perform in, but the competition is a pretty important part in that mix. Why is that important?
Well, for those students especially who want to continue their careers in the arts.
And these are people striving.
These
young
are people
striving
who
for a
have
career.
perhaps decided they might like to try this as a profession. It's very important that you hone your skills with people who are like-minded, people who have those same that same kind of drive and desire, that they also want to be performers. It gives you the opportunity to gauge how you're doing. Gives you the opportunity to have a stage in the first place, because it's not an easy thing to go and rent a concert hall and put on a concert if you're an unknown. Nobody's coming except mom and dad and maybe the grandparents. Whereas festival, you have that audience sitting there, because we do supply those venues. So,
and the audience, we've got about 2 minutes left. We're going to have a performance from one of the students, from one of your students, in just a couple of minutes. But the other side, besides having a venue and an audience and a competitive structure, is you're an audience member to come in and you can see a high caliber performance for what, $3?
$3.
Yeah.
$3. You can sit there all afternoon, and you can buy a season's tickets and sit there through all of the sessions
for $20.
Do a lot of people come out?
Oh, yes, yeah. We have regulars who go to dance all the time and regulars who come to vocal all the time, and we'd like to see more people there.
Yeah.
We'd like to see so many more people there.
Right.
But yeah.
Your website is very thorough. You listed off those venues and it's a lot of information. I did check out the website and it's all laid out really well there for people. Can they buy online? Do they buy at the door? How does all that work?
Just buy at the door. It's very easy. There's tables set up and we have volunteers manning the tables. It's very easy. Just walk in, put down your $3 and have a seat and enjoy the session.
Okay. I want to acknowledge, Andrea, you've been involved with the Upper Island Music Festival for 21 years.
As a board member,
As a board
I've
member,
actually been
you're
involved all my life, but as a board member for 21
all
years.
your life. Your grandfather?
He was Andrew Dunsmore. He started the festival off. And I've been there as a student, as a parent of a student, as a teacher, and now as a teacher and a board member.
Okay, and one of your students we're going to hear from next, Taylor Mans, is 18 years old. Before we actually, don't start singing yet, Taylor. Tell us a little bit about this young woman.
Well, Taylor's been in my studio since about the age of 9. She's done very well. She performs in jazz and classical and musical theater, and she was just accepted to the AMDA campus in New York.
Wow. Okay, a rising star here in Nanaimo. Taylor Mans, 18 years old. Here is Moonfall.
Between the very dead of night and day, upon a steely sheet of light, I lay, and in the moonfall, I'll give myself to you. I'll bathe in moonfall and dress myself into before the cloak of night reveals the morn. Time holds its breath while it conceals the dawn, and in the moonfall all sound is frozen still, yet warm against me. Your skin will warm the chill of moonfall. I feel its fingers lingers, the veil of night shades, light made from stars that all too soon nothing intervene. Between our eyes, the only sight I've seen is lustrous moonfall as it blinds my view, so that soon I only see but
Wow. I can't believe that this is coming out of an 18-year-old. Wow, what a voice. Great job, great job. And now we're, well, back with Lance and Shelley to see how they're doing. It seems that Lance is still smiling, so that's pretty good. So how does it feel? I see that there's still one strand left there.
We thought we'd leave that, so, you know, didn't feel lonely.
Just, you know, memory and stuff. So how does it feel? There's a space in there.
It's a lot lighter, yeah. A little chilly in here now.
A little chilly. How does it feel lighter? Do you feel your head like, you know, are you free?
Big time, yeah. It's a lot lighter.
And what do you think about the cause? You've so far fundraised how much?
$2,500.
Wow, and that's a great effort, $2,500, and to do this, and I know it's really hard to, you've been growing your hair since June, so, I mean, you know, and we saw the beard and everything, so how do you feel right now?
It feels good.
Yeah?
It's for the kids.
Oh my God, well, let's see the last piece.
That's it, it's going.
That's it. How long was your hair before? What's the longest you've ever had it?
It wasn't that long, like maybe shoulder length.
Okay. Well, I think it's taken about 10 years off you, wouldn't you say, Tuna? About 10 years?
Absolutely.
All your friends, all your friends.
It's amazing. I mean, I pretty much, I can't say that I could do this. How about you, Kate? I don't know.
I've been tempted.
Yeah.
You guys are next.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I'm like,
right.
no, I don't think so.
Dunya, thank you. Lance, thank you. Shelley, thank you so much. And it must be a bit of an odd sensation because we can all see you.
Yeah,
You
I
have
can
not
see
yet
that.
looked in a mirror, so that must feel a little bit strange. It looks great. You're 10 years younger, absolutely. The Kerplunks commented on that. Lance has a whole bunch of friends supporting him here, and that does bring us to the end of this 21st edition of the show. Thank you for watching, and thank you, sorry, Shelley, and thank you to all the volunteers who make this entire production possible. There's a lot of people in this room behind the scenes, and you actually can catch some of that in the daily because Derek Johnstone's been running around behind the scenes making a story out of our show, out of a story, and there's always a story behind the Kerplunks. Here they are with a bicycle.